Hi, everybody. Welcome again to another episode of Talk Fort Dodge with Todd and Jeremiah. Today, we're here with Justin Faiferlick. If you don't know Justin, you're well after this. He's a great guy, and he does a lot for our community. So, Justin, why don't you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
Thanks, Todd. Appreciate being with you guys today. So thanks for the opportunity.
Heck yeah.
I was born and raised here in Fort Dodge and went to Hillcrest School over there when I was a young man, and then ended up going way up to Renwick, Iowa, Boone Valley with my mom for a while, lived on a farm. And then I came back to Fort Dodge, ended up going to Salmon High School and graduated there. Right out of Salmon, I went into the United States Air Force active duty, went into combat control with them. When I got out and came back, I realized there's an air guard unit here. Had no clue growing up here that it was here. It's one of the best kept secrets I think we have, and maybe even still today. So, which fits well with our test mission. So I ended up joining the air guard here in town. I just retired this past year. Was 30 years of service and 20 years full time. So good accomplishment for me. Consider myself semi-retired. Been involved with martial arts for over 37 years. But always been kind of a night classes, part-time kind of thing for us, and just hobby or something fun to do with the community, right? To get involved. So we started that back up in 2013, and then most recently we opened our Next Edge Performance business here in town. So excited to get that venture off and going. And then I continued my education at Iowa Central a little bit in Buena Vista. Got my bachelor's degree from Buena Vista. Right here in Fort Dodge in the night classes. Then I ended up going to American Military University for my master's degree in business management with organizational leadership. Wife, better mention them, my wife, Deanne, and my two kids, Kelsey and Michael. And Kelsey is married to Zach here in Fort Dodge, and he's with the Boy Scouts. And they had their first baby about 15 months ago and have another one coming soon. And then my son, Michael, with Ashley, they live here in Fort Dodge too, and he works at Northwest Bank here in town.
That's awesome. Our grandkids the best.
Yes, they are.
Oh my gosh, they're so amazing. And thank you for your service.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So I wanted to talk a little bit first about Taekwondo. Can you tell us, I know you talked about night classes, but you've done a lot of other stuff with Taekwondo other than just night classes. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. So I've been like over 37 years. I have a 6th-degree black belt in Taekwondo, been involved at the local, national, international level. I've competed at those, have 4 national championships in Taekwondo and over 9 state championships myself. Still compete once in a while, but more into coaching now. So I've had the joy of coaching, the head coach of the United States Air Force team, both the men's and women's team. When the college had a team here, we coached them. Taking many kids to the nationals. I got to be with Team USA and a coach and manager when we went to Italy to compete there in the World University Games just a couple years ago. So that's been a lot of the background Taekwondo. Then we started a Sogaru Jiu-Jitsu back in about 2013, and it's an integrated style of martial arts, and that's kind of started my Jiu-Jitsu journey back then. And then most recently, we got involved with Gracie Jiu-Jitsu out of California. We're a certified trainer center with them, and there's over 170 in the world, and it brings us a lot of initial respect in the training. We train people here the same way they treat them at headquarters. We have jiu-jitsu classes which have grown our adults in the area something new and different, and so it's a lot of adult husband and wife and with the kids all doing those classes together. We added a bully-proof camp and classes for kids. And then we have most recently our Women Empowered, and my wife Deanne teaches that. And I wish we'd make it mandatory, like a state law, for any females 13 and over. You have to take this Women Empowered class. It starts with them understanding they're worth defending, right? And then working on the most common scenarios that are going to be attacked and how to defend against those. But it's a wonderful class, and that's number one I'd recommend for any female to get involved at 13 and over, just because of the content that we deal with in there. And so that's a pretty good. We started an after-school program here this spring, and it's going pretty well. And then we'll continue some summer camps coming up in the summer.
Well, Justin, I have to tell you, I took my little Benjamin to you, but he's only 3 and he's running all over the place. And I have to say that you and your wife are just like so good. Like when I was there just for that short time, I could see like how disciplined you are with the other kids, but you're also like very like respectful of the kids that aren't ready for it yet. And that's like an amazing balance. You see a lot of coaches that don't have that, on every level. And I thought that was cool.
Yeah, something we started when COVID hit. We had to adjust our classes and masks and sizes, and we're close to being back to normal. But when we started with that little kids class, it's from 3 to 7-year-olds basically, but it depends on the child. And we started having the parents do it with them. At the start of COVID, just kind of keep them in their own space, right, to help keep people separated from each other. But we found out how much the kids and the parents love it. So we've continued having the parent or an older sibling, and there's some grandmas and grandpas doing that with their, with their grandkids. So it's been it makes it a lot more fun that way. And seeing them, a lot of times we're giving each other hugs, they're giving each other hugs with their mom and dads, and we're playing games. They're learning some basic jiu-jitsu and self-defense, but they're playing games, so they love it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Very cute.
So the other thing is your service in the Air Force. Now, I was in the Army. Oh gosh, I got out in '98. So as an E4 promotable. So, and you retired after 30 years in the service as a lieutenant colonel. So we went through completely different paths there. Tell us, what is it like to earn how did you earn that level of responsibility, prestige in the military? I mean, I'm just, every time I saw you for the first 2 years, I call you sir, because I didn't know what else to say. So tell us about that journey and how you got there and what you did with that.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate your service too. But I started off just like you, right? When I went in '87, I was enlisted. I didn't come as an officer. So I went right out of high school, right into there. And that's how the special forces were at that time for combat control, was just only enlisted. There weren't any officers. So it was a different, kind of career field to get into. And, I really liked that kind of job that I did. I was extremely physically fit and enjoyed doing that. And then when I got back, I joined the Guard. I stayed enlisted for a while, did a surveillance operator and data technician and a few things throughout there. And it just, you have the opportunity to show a lot of leadership skills throughout your career, right? Even as a sergeant or an airman or whatever it might be, when you're young in career, you still have leadership opportunities. So you're just making the most of those and, doing your best to work with people and getting the job done. And your leadership style has to change depending on, what the circumstances are, right? Is it just kind of a day-to-day activity, or are you in a crisis or a war where it might be more directive, right? So you have to have you have to have leadership styles that can change or be flexible with the situation that you're in. But, I enjoyed the job and enjoyed the people I worked with. I loved our mission here in Fort Dodge as we transitioned from air control squadron, into a test squadron where we got to test all the new equipment for the Air Force for command and control. So we're testing computers, satellites, radars, radios, and the people that we have out there are such experts in their career field. They're highly regarded throughout the world. I mean, when we test a new piece of equipment and we've sent it overseas, they want our people. They will say, hey, I want that airman to come out here with it to train us, right? They'll give them by their name. And so we want them to go there, right? We had a lot of, what I'll call, some of them weren't all good trips. We had, we got to go to Italy, Norway, Korea. And then, myself and I went to Iraq, Afghanistan, right, and Qatar. So we've got a lot of different experiences through there, and it was a good journey to go through. And I, just really always want to respect those folks that have served before us and are continuing to serve today and is going to serve after us to help keep us all safe and enjoy our daily freedoms that we have here.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
So, you talked a little bit about the beginning, 2 things you do, Faiferlick Taekwondo and Next Edge. You talked a lot about Faiferlick Taekwondo, but can you tell us about Next Edge Performance?
Yeah. So we're a health and wellness center, and we were ready to open last March when COVID hit and had to close down. So we had to delay to May, and it was a tough start for us. And I imagine for anybody in the community to try to start our business during that time was very difficult. But we really didn't have much of a choice because we already kind of had everything in place. And so we had to kind of make it the go. We really focus a lot on like pain and inflammation, or just living a better quality of life. So all of our services can help reduce the pain and inflammation, and they'll do it in different scientific ways. So we have cryotherapy with the cold therapy. We have infrared light, infrared heat, electromagnetic field therapy, oxygen bar. And we've added recently IV therapy and cosmetic Botox. So there's a lot of different ways that we can help people feel better, whether it's a backache or their knees, the necks, headaches. We just have a variety of things that we want people to come in and try and help it work. Hopefully that'll help them do better with what they're trying to do. We've had a lot of good customers that come in. Our two most popular items are our fitness pod and our infrared sauna. So the fitness pod, you just lay in this capsule, your head's out of the capsule, and it's a 20-minute session, and it's got infrared heat, infrared light, jaded stones, Himalayan salt block, aromatherapy, and vibration massage. And it does wonders for people that haven't been able to sleep for years. They'll come in there with just one session, and they'll sleep so well that night. We've heard it over and over from the customers. Wow. And then, they can continue on if they need to. They'll kind of start heavy on it for, they might come 3, 4, 5 days in a row. Then, next week, maybe 3 days a week, and then maybe 2 days a week, and then kind of maintaining from there. And cryotherapy is the same way on how it, a lot of the services on how you might want to start off heavy and then lighten up. We have membership starting at $59 a month. It isn't that expensive to come in and get some relief, when you think about the cost of medication or physical therapy or anything else. So, it's so worth it to come in and give something a try if it's going to bring you some relief.
Yep. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
And we're open, 7 days a week. We're here Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. On Sundays, 11 to 5. We've worked with customers come in early or stay late if it doesn't work for their schedule. We had a great January and a pretty good February, so we're hoping in spring it's going to continue. Kind of excited for RAGBRAI to come through. We're able to focus some of our services to a lot of those folks traveling through Fort Dodge.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Justin, I want to switch it up again because I always like to ask the fun question. And my fun question is, which movie's better, the original Karate Kid or the new one with Jackie Chan and Will Smith's little boy?
I like them all.
I know.
I like the original Karate Kid, honestly, the best. And I've watched all of the different ones that have come through. As a lot of kids do today, right? They'll watch a movie or one of the karate movies. They'll come to the gym. They want to be the ninja or whatever it is. And so it brings a lot of folks into our gym. And I started in 1984 in Taekwondo. And karate came out, I think, in June of 84, and I joined a class in July of 84. But honestly, I really don't remember watching it before I started, So, but it was just part of it. And I just really liked the original. It really brought through a lot of the tenets of the martial arts, right? And doing that with more karate, more Taekwondo, they're very similar in style, just, where the originates different. But the original just had I think, a good feel to it. I don't know. I like the modern one as well. But I like the original in 84 the best.
And
awesome.
Can we get some T-shirts made up that say Cobra Phi on it instead of Cobra Kai?
Cobra Phi. Yeah.
Cobra Phi.
We didn't watch that show. My wife and I, we've seen it. We have people come into our gym. Hey, Cobra Kai, and my wife and I then binge watched it this last fall during COVID. So we got to see them all. And then got to see, the new season that had come out already. And it's pretty cool. It's good seeing the original characters in there, just helps a lot to the storyline. What I don't like is the techniques. When I watch these guys, the actors, right? And they're doing the kicks and stuff. It's just disappointing. It doesn't represent well, I think, on their, their technique wise. I think they could have found some people that maybe could do a little bit better at karate and then, help them become a better actor, maybe. Yeah, Cobra Phi. I think
maybe we can get this show out there and we'll get you hired for season 4.
Yeah, that's right.
There you go. Yeah, that's awesome. No, that's all the questions we have. Just appreciate you being on here today. Appreciate everything you do for the community. You've taken kids. I know my son took Taekwondo when he was younger. I don't even know if I knew you were open at the time.
Yeah,
but he it changed how he acted and how he portrayed himself and the confidence he gained from it. Your after school program with kids is absolutely amazing. Your dedication to making people feel better with Next Edge and say, you know what, we want you to feel better. We want you to be healthy. And your military service, you're a great asset to Fort Dodge. And thank you for being on here today and talking to us and taking time to get this out there for everybody.
Yeah, thanks, Todd. I appreciate it. And our goal a lot is to help help people live a better life. And same with the kids at the gym, kids and adults. And just to really think about that. We're about changing lives, not just giving some physical skills, right? It's really making the community better, we hope.
We appreciate it.
Well,
That's what we're here for.
You're doing a good job.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.